Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to Invisible Condition. It's not all in your head. I'm your host, Jeff Pearson, and we want everybody with an invisible condition, no matter what that condition is, or how long you've had it, or any of that. No matter what that condition is, we want you to know, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that you do have a voice, you have a community, and you are never ever alone. Now, here on Invisible Condition, we know life can be tough sometimes with that condition. I mean, believe me, I'm with you. 7 brain surgeries, man. I'm 7 brain surgeries in. I get it. Things can be interesting. It can turn your world upside down. The thing is, you can always have hope. And that's where we choose to live, here on Invisible Condition. And in the Pearson household, we choose to live in hope. So if it's been a minute, join us. It's fun here. It's nice. Hope is good. So, all right. I want to just talk real quick about a couple things, and then we're going to bring on our guest. We're going to hit the ground running. Today's going to be awesome. First thing I want to talk about is our nonprofit, which is called Hydro with Hope. And that organization is designed to help people and families with a condition called hydrocephalus, which is what I was born with, which has been the cause of all those surgeries. And as you can imagine, brain surgery, especially if it's a child. I mean, my first brain surgery was at 2 weeks old. So, parents could freak out a little bit. And we want to help those families. We want to help them in any way we can. We published a journal that can walk people through that experience. That can help them kind of download their thoughts and feelings and get the records that they need in there, so that when they go to their doctor appointments, they're not, left empty-handed, and they've got something to tell them. My wife and I also love to speak about this topic and about hope. And so that's all wrapped up in the nonprofit, and we are growing, and we need help. Nonprofit doesn't mean no profit. We got to make money. So to be able to do things, because everything costs money. So if you know anybody that would like to help, go to hydrowithhope.com. You can donate there, or you can reach out to me at this email right here. There it is. You can email me there, and I just say, hey, Jeff, what do you need? How can I help? And I'll let you know. And I appreciate it. And we can jump on a Zoom call even and talk. So in the same way, we are launching a new show coming up soon, and it's going to be called 6 Degrees of Impact. And that show is going to be amazing. And we'll talk more about this later in the season here when it gets a little more lined up. But it's a TV show, and as you've been watching here, TV shows have sponsors and commercials. Same thing with the new show. So if you would like to advertise on this platform, man, I'd love to talk to you. And get your product or service or whatever you have to offer to our audience. So, all right, that is enough of that. Let's get this back on here and get our guest going here. All right, now Errin Anderson is going to be joining us today. He describes that he wasn't just diagnosed late in life with ADHD and dyslexia. He also says he built and burned out from multiple businesses until he created business systems that actually worked for brains with ADHD, which is huge, right? So Errin is the founder of PhilanthroPeak Coaching and a leading ADHD business coach based in Scotland. But he works remote, guys, so don't worry. You can still, unless you want to go to Scotland. I mean, who wouldn't want to go to Scotland and meet them in person? But with this advanced certifications in Neuro-Linguistic Programming, NLP, and holistic coaching, Errin empowers ADHD entrepreneurs and leaders to transform chaos into clarity. So it's pretty awesome. And he is best known for creating the ADHD Business Compass, which I'm sure we'll touch on today. A strategic framework that helps clients double their income, build sustainable systems, and lead with confidence without burnout, by the way. Burnout's bad. We don't like that. So, all right, let's bring Errin on here and hit the ground running. Errin, hey.
Hey, Jeff, how are you doing?
This is awesome. Welcome.
Great to be with you as well.
This is fantastic. I gotta ask you a question right up front that I ask everybody on the show, and it's an easy question. Don't worry. I love the answer every time. Actually, it's a great question with a great answer. When you were going through this, before you got your figured out what was going on, and on those really rough days that were driving you crazy, how did you still maintain hope?
That is, I was got an easy question. I wouldn't say easy.
Simple question.
That's a simple question. It is a hard, actually, when you think back to when things were hard. And there was always that bit of hope there. And it's how do you hold on to that hope to understand me, but also to help other people understand me and how I work and how my brain works, because that is different. And everybody with ADHD, any neurodiversity is different. We're not all the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, it was hope that I would find the answer. I would find out what's going on. I would learn more about me to understand myself. That then would lead me to where I am now, working with other clients with ADHD and neurodiversity and leaders. Like you said, across the world, based in Scotland. So great time in Scotland in July, but work with clients across the whole, I was going to say the whole world, what is actually true. I do have clients everywhere, what is really, really good. And thank God for remote technology where we can have conversations like this with yourself,
Right.
but also have the in-depth conversations around about coaching and business development.
Love it, man. See, I told you, it's a good answer. There's no wrong answer to it. And I love hearing where everybody draws that hope from, because that's seriously, if you don't have hope, man, in my experience, if you run out of hope, you're dead in the water. You got nowhere to go. So it's,
100%.
Yeah.
If you've got no hope, no aspirations, no goals, what is the
Right.
purpose? And that's a key thing for me, is purpose.
Exactly. 100%, man. Well, I just to throw this out there, I want to just do this right away up front here, and just, if whoever is watching from wherever you are in the world, whether you're watching in North America or some other continent, anywhere on the planet, thank you for being here. This is amazing to have you here. And I can't wait for you to hear Errin's story. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, drop a comment in there. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you have a question that pops up, if Errin says something, you're like, whoa, light bulb, or whatever, just throw it in there and we'll address it. And then also, this is her, the website and QR code to be able to get to the website. So feel free to scan that during the show, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. But you talked about you were diagnosed later in life. You weren't diagnosed as a kid. How did it, walk me through?
So it was interesting for me. So I was diagnosed as a kid with dyslexia, in a time where it wasn't known a lot about, and it wasn't formal assessments and everything like that back in a long time ago. So I was quite young when we discovered that I had issues with reading and writing, with dyslexia, and obviously memory issues linked to that. And it wasn't until probably mid-20s, late 20s, where the conversation started to turn to looking at neurodiversity, ADHD. Another family member got diagnosed. I'm trying to think, how old was she? She would have been late teens. Female was diagnosed, and I mind her having a conversation with me one day saying, "Errin, I think you've got ADHD." I'm like, "Aye, whatever. Aye,
Right.
whatever. I'll think about it later." And I think a couple of years went past, and it was always in the back of my head, and I was like, right, let's do some research into this to actually see what is it, because my brain, when I think of ADHD, automatically think about the boy in the classroom who wouldn't sit still, who would run about and couldn't achieve anything. And for me, that wasn't me. And I was like, well, that's not how I present. I'm the quiet one who is easily distracted and forgets things, that we just kind of lumped together with our dyslexia. And it wasn't until I actually started doing coaching for myself to actually help me through some challenges that I was facing in life, where that conversation came up again. And I probably was at rock bottom then, and I decided to reach out for some support and to kind of see, is it this? There's always that phase of doubt. So probably that doubt stage, that research stage was like 2-3 years. When I was like, right, okay, enough people have said that now. Let's see. So I went and got my assessment, lots of meetings, a lot of paperwork, a lot of finding old information back for school, what was challenging in its own, and reflecting back on childhood to then get my diagnosis. What was like a penny drop moment where everything just went, it makes sense now.
Yeah. It's cool, isn't it? When it's like, there you go. And then you get to look back and go, oh, that's what that was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and part of that was part of that being diagnosed older was you had so much burnout and so much craziness with different things you did. Like burnout is kind of one of those words that like it's different for everybody. You know, what did that look like for you? Were you just like job to job to job, or like what was that like?
Yeah, burnout seems like a buzzword sometimes as well, and it
Right?
is, like you said,
Yeah.
different for everybody. I think for me, it was that movement. I was always moving one thing for another, and you kind of said in the intro there about jumping from businesses to businesses. That was me. So I assume a lot of you will remember a couple of years back, probably 5, 10, 15 years, maybe not that far, when you used to have people come to your house and sell products, sell
Yep.
skincare, makeup, everything. That was me. That was one of the jobs I done. And
Oh,
I loved
wow.
it. So then I was doing catalogue deliveries and mail orders, then through to Amazon,
Oh,
Amazon selling as well. So kind of it's always been that bit in the background, moving about and doing some consultancy work for organisations. So I've always kind of moved about because I got bored.
yeah. Yeah. Man. And well, so I don't think it was because I got bored, but I can relate to part of that story. For the first, I don't know, 10, 15 years of being married, let me just say it this way. I had 13 W-2s in 1 year. I had like 13, like you had to submit a W-2 for taxes or whatever for every job that you had or every employer that you worked for. I had 13 1 year. You know, that's a lot to go through. I jumped around. I've been laid off more times than I can count. So I totally, yeah, we both have had wild rides in that department. And then once I figured out what I wanted to do, I stuck and I've been there for a while. With you, it was once you figured out how it all worked, right? It was like, oh,
yeah. And it was that kind of penny drop moment when I worked out what was wrong, even though it's not wrong with me, and I really believe that. It's just I'm wired different, I work different. To understand that, and then to go through that personal development coaching as well, and how hard it was for me to find a coach who could understand me and meet my energy levels, because it can be up and down.
Sure.
Like everything, depending what day it was, what time it was. If it was first thing in the morning, they maybe got the best of me. But if it was late afternoon, maybe slow enough. So yeah, try to find a coach in there was actually really hard. And I think that was the point for me, and various conversations with other people about actually it's time for me to do this. And then went away, done my coaching training, and then set the business up. And it's been amazing. And I've stuck with it probably 2-3 years now. That never happens. So something's working, and I think it's for me because there's a clear purpose and it's personalised. It's for everybody. It's not just about me. It's about other people I work with as well.
Well, and that is a huge asset for you as the business owner, as being able to help others, because you get what that feels like for you and how miserable it was when that wasn't part of the deal. And so when you're helping others, of course that would be part of the deal. You would customize it, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is who you are, so this is what we're going to do for you, which is totally different from that guy, right?
Yeah, and I think that's the clear thing I would say through PhilanthroPeak Coaching is that, yes, there's a set program. Yes, there's the Business Compass program, but everything has to be tailored to the client we work with, to what they need. But I just gave, for example, I have quite a few clients who come and work with me, not always on business, kind of personal development stuff as well, and they wanted to focus on applying boundaries within the work life and home. But actually, we can't work on boundaries until we worked on their confidence. So we actually need to work on their confidence first, then to allow them to set boundaries. Where a lot of other coaches or businesses or courses people might do, they might just focus on boundaries. But actually, they're not dealing with the root issue here. Is actually we need to deal with that bit first to then allow us to focus on that boundaries element.
Yeah, no, that's, yeah, you got to get that order right. Because if you do it backwards, it's not going to work. Yeah, it's yeah. If you don't, yeah, no, that's true. I hadn't thought about it like that, but yeah, it's true. You know, sometimes you know, it's like it's just kind of an automatic step for some people. That of course that's what you'd have to do first, but not for everybody. So
Yeah.
Is that something you found is typical with ADHD?
Yeah, and it plays back into that RSD, rejection sensitivity dysphoria, where we want to put boundaries in, but we've got that fear that people are going to reject us or we're going to do something wrong. So we actually need to work with ADHD. We need to work with that RSD to help us understand what impact that has on us as an individual. And then talk about what it would be if we were able to control it a bit better or reduce the power of that RSD that we've got in place. Because with ADHD, neurodivergent, you're never going to get rid of it. And I think that's, if people came to me and said, Errin, I want to get rid of my ADHD, I'd be honest, say, it's not going to happen. You can learn tools and strategies to help you with it, but you need to learn what your body needs and how your energy works, so then you can actually move forward and not use it as a label, use it as a benefit for you.
Nice. No, that's cool. That's a good point. Yeah, man, that's good stuff. I'll tell you what, hey, we are going to go to a break here real quick. We've got to make some sponsors happy. We're going to do some commercial break here. And as soon as we come back, I want to talk. I had a thought pop into my head about boundaries that I want to mention on the other side of the break, but a lot of people, I think people are catching on to, but I want to say it out loud just because. And then I want to dive into your ADHD Business Compass thing, because that is cool, and I want people to know what's going on there. So. And of course, everybody, seriously. And then we'll talk about what your website has on there. I mean, this has been here the whole segment, but I want you to tell us about your website and what people are going to find when they go there. So we'll do that on the other side of the break. Everybody stick around and we'll see. Oh, I got to hit the right. There we go. We'll see you in just a couple minutes. See you soon.
Hey there. You know, every time someone comes into your business or website and uses their card to pay, a percentage of that gets folded back into the system. But it can go to Hydro with Hope instead. If you'd like your business to support us rather than feed back into the system, scan the QR code and we'll show you how to do that while saving your business money.
Hey everybody, Craig Tomanini here, founder and CEO of Ask Craig T, and I wanted to do a quick reminder about our podcast every Friday, 9 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. You can find us on YouTube and on all of our social media platforms, so be sure you tune in. Don't miss all the valuable information we're going to give you about how to scale your business using technology.
Hi, I'm Jake, co-founder and CEO of One Hope. My friends and I started this company in 2007 out of the back of this truck, on a mission to enrich people's lives through wine. Today, we've grown into a state-of-the-art Napa Valley winery that proudly houses a portfolio of award-winning wines which have touched lives through over 40,000 nonprofits at home and around the globe. And it's happening every day. Being rooted in local communities and contributing to initiatives that uplift neighborhoods, celebrate cultures, and promote community. It's what got us here. You see, through every bottle sold, your purchase can make a direct impact on the causes you care about. One Hope's cause of choice has given back over $10 million and counting.
Hey everyone, Coach Greg here from Living Empowered TV, where we help women live empowered lives through amazing guests, life hacks, mental, physical, and emotional health. See us on the Achieve Network, 12 o'clock Wednesdays Pacific time on E360 TV. Don't miss out.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for being here, Errin. I really appreciate it. This is good stuff. Oh, good. Yeah, I still got the website up there. Scan the QR code, guys. By the way, what are people going to find when they go to your website?
Oh, lots. Typical ADHD brain, lots of information. Yeah, so there is a lot of information in there. And what I would say is definitely have a look at the blogs. I do write blogs a lot,
Right.
probably 4 or 5 a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
quite a bit.
geez.
But I enjoy it, and that's key in for me. And the key bit for the blogs is to give you practical steps to help you move forward with your ADHD. So definitely go in there, have a read, get in touch as well if you have any questions, or if a blog's not there that you want, tell me, and I can add it to my list and I can write about it as well. Yeah, but you'll find out loads of background about me, obviously background in terms of me as a person. You'll see reviews, you'll see the different services in that offer. So obviously we're talking a lot about ADHD business coaching at the minute, but there's also other stuff we do as well. And I work quite closely with non-profit leaders as well, stuff like in Scotland at the minute, because it's been based, and that's the sector I work in as well. But have a read, have a nose, ask questions, get in touch.
So there is a not to ask a painfully obvious question, but there is a very easy way for people to get in touch with you through that website.
Yeah, just click contact us and I'll give you a form, and it'll come straight through to my email. Or if you want a message on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook as well, all the links are there.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, everybody. No excuse. If something pops up that you go, oh, I got to talk to Errin. You got lots of ways to do it. So whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, that's the other thing. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, you can always just drop a comment in there, and we can Errin can get in touch with you that way. So one thing that you said during the last segment that I don't know. In this day and age, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I don't think it's probably just a US thing. It's probably a world thing. Boundaries are tough, man. Boundaries, for those parents out there, okay. For boundaries are difficult, but boundaries are so necessary. Like it's like driving through the countryside and seeing all those pastures of, whether it's goats or llamas or cows or whatever, horses, whatever they're raising. If there's no fence, they go everywhere. They don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. They're totally lost. Same thing with children. If you don't, not that I'm trying to compare children to farm animals, but so don't send me a bunch of hate email, guys. Come on. You know what I'm doing here. If you don't give your kids boundaries, if you don't give people boundaries, they're gonna be lost, and then they're not gonna do anything. It's like, what do I do? And then if they don't know where to go and don't know the boundaries, it's just a mess. So even if they say they hate it, like we've got 2 teenagers and a 21-year-old, so teenagers, boundaries are not necessarily their favorite thing, but they're thankful for it. I promise you, parents, they're thankful for it. If they didn't have those in place, it would be worse. And so, when you were mentioning that, I was like, like parenting is the perfect example of that. You have to have boundaries. So,
and it even goes the same for like in work, for example.
Yes.
You need to have boundaries there. there's that thing they talk about work-life balance.
Uh-huh.
I don't always believe in, to be honest. With a client I worked with before, and she used to call it work-life harmony, because it needs to shift depending on what's going on in life. And I really like that concept where sometimes work has to have less of priority, family needs more priority. It's having that balance and that to kind of make it work for you, and it can't just be 50-50 constantly.
We have an incredible business coach that has just exponentially helped us over the last year or so, and his name's Paul, and he would say just one life. It's one life. You have different parts of that life, but it's like you even if you say, this is my work life, this is my family life, this is my personal life, this is my social life. No. It's all one. You just kind of, so maybe as a business owner, you're on vacation, but maybe one afternoon for an hour, you answer emails and then you go back to the pool or whatever, it's one life. You don't just cut this off and go to the thing over here. It's all one thing.
Yeah. And that's like boundary setting as well. Yeah. Like if you say that I'm taking a week holiday vacation, but I want to set aside an hour on Tuesday afternoon to do that.
Right.
Be honest about that. And that's absolutely fine.
Exactly.
It's not to say I'm away for a week, I want nothing to do with my business. If you want to be away for a week and have nothing to do with your business, that's absolutely fine as well.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Yes. It's so individual. And don't stress yourself out if you because people think that you're supposed to just completely cut ties and go on vacation or completely like sever this part of your life to go to the next part. No. Like, no, don't just go with it, man. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Perfect.
What is perfect?
Right. It's all relative. It's a fake word. I think it's really what it is. It's made up. But yeah, it's like one of the guys that we've worked with over the years who's an amazing coach in his own right, that helped us a lot in the beginning of forming our nonprofit and stuff. His name's Craig. In fact, you saw a clip of him, the Ask Craig T. He's like, you know what? 76%, ship it. That's his thing. He's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. If you wait for something to be perfect before you get it out there, you're never going to get it out there. It's never going to happen. Nobody's going to see it. Yeah. And by the way, nobody's going to know if you change it either. So get it out there. And then if something doesn't work right, or it's not the way you really wanted it to be, change it. Nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to look at it and write you an email and go, how come you changed that on your website?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's even, I might have this exact conversation with a client, and we actually started to talk about stars and stargazing. And I'm like, well, actually, all the drawings of the stars, they're not correct, because there's new stars born all the time.
Right.
So they can't get it perfect, and they're top astronauts who understand galaxies and everything like that. Why are we aiming for something that a top scientist can't achieve?
You're going to drive yourself crazy. That's just what it is. You're just gonna you're it's like looking at your Facebook page or your Instagram feed or your that God forbid your TikTok reels and stuff, and go, how come their life is perfect? It's not.
What's behind
it? Please don't use that as a goal. That's never the goal.
No.
So let's talk real quick. Let's talk about your ADHD Business Compass. We got to tell people about this because it's something that you use in your with your business. What inspired you to create it, and how does it help people avoid like the burnout that you're talking about?
Yeah. So for me, this is, like we said, perfect. No, it's not perfect. This has went through lots of changes as well to try and get the right balance with what I need, but also what clients need as well. And obviously this changes for every single person I work with, because everybody's at a different stage of development. They all need clarity and confidence and direction in different ways as well. So that's kind of where we started off with, was like, right, how do we move a business forward within the 12 weeks that we've got, but how do we also work with that person to help them? Because I think it's quite key that if you're working on a business and we just work on the business, we can give you all the tools, all the systems, all the strategies, and it'll be fine. Yeah. But if the individuals struggling themselves, these systems will start to fail because they need the input as well. So that's where we actually need that personal development as well, so they can grow in that confidence, have that bit of clarity on what they're doing in that direction. So then the business can move forward at the same time. And that's what I tend to see quite a lot of. Everybody's got these aspirations to say, I want to do 10K a month in my business. Right, okay.
Yeah.
How do we get there? And it's like, right, what do you need to get there? And then breaking that down into small steps. But then asking the question, right, what's stopping you for getting there?
Yeah.
And
Right.
actually finding out the root reason. If you could get to 10K a month now, why are you not doing it? What's stopping you from doing it? And it's really homing in on what that person needs to kind of look at and see what do they need. And we kind of go through, there's kind of 4 key stages that we do with every single client we work with. The first one's locate, and that's where we actually map your current business reality. Like, where do you actually want to be? Where is it now? We look at what your strengths are as an individual. What are the bits you excel in? Because we need to work with that as well. Weaknesses, yes, they're there, and we can build on them. But if we know your strengths, let's utilize them as much as we can. And then looking at kind of what I call energy leaks. What are the bits that are draining you? What are the bits you hate about your business? And then looking at systems to support reducing the demand on the energy leaks that are taken for you. And also working at your personal energy. Like I said earlier, if you get me in the morning, I'm a lot better. If you get me in the middle of the day, I'm a wee bit live. But then at night again, I'm back up there. So it's like, what is your energy flow? So if your peak times in the morning, let's do the harder work in the morning, and then let's do the smaller task in the afternoon where you're struggling to keep that focus and that momentum as well. So we need to really work with our body, work with our brain, to kind of work through that.
Part of that might be, correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe this is part of what you're doing too, is also there are certain personalities that do certain things really well, and they really suck at these things over here. But in certain jobs, like maybe for like a marketing person, right? Like not all marketing people are created equal, right? So maybe they are really good at creating the marketing materials and doing the visual stuff, but they really are not good at all at maybe like spoken, like doing scripts for the ads or doing, like there's certain things. So the stuff that they're terrible at takes so much more energy from them. And it's just crazy. And so that's the other thing, is figuring out what you do well and who you can delegate to do the other things that you don't do well, if that's possible. Not everybody, it's not always possible, but if you can, I swear, and find people that do that well and delegate it to them,
and that is definitely part of it. If you can delegate something that you do not enjoy, let's look at that as an option. Sometimes it's not an option, like you said there. So then it's kind of like, what tools are out there already to help us?
Yes,
to do it.
Because there are. I mean, there's so many. It's almost like it's hard to come up with something new anymore, because there's so many things, like so much cool stuff is out there. Not saying that it's impossible to come up with something new, because you've got something new, but it's like, also at the same time, don't reinvent the wheel. Use some stuff that's already out there too.
Use stuff that's there and tweak it for you, for what you need, because you didn't want that generalist approach. Because then if you're doing marketing, it's just got to dilute the effect where you're like, no, this is what I stand for. How do we ensure that message is coming across? So it is like, what tools are out there? What systems are out there? Can we use a VA? Can we get an art company to do a piece of work? Definitely.
Well, and this is all in the name of working with your brain, not against it, right? This is because your brain is your brain. Everybody's is different. And, you can change the chemistry of your brain and change the new neural pathways and all that stuff. But really, in the meantime, I mean, don't do things that are deliberately hard for yourself if you don't have to. Find your strengths and roll with it. Right?
And that definitely links on to kind of stage 2. It's that align, and it is about how do we build systems and tools that actually work for you, for marketing, for delivery, to generate that revenue as well. But how can we maximize that as well? So a lot of people kind of talk about, oh, I need to write blogs for my website. Oh, I need to do content for social media. Oh, I forgot to do a reel on Instagram. Can we just take one piece of content and make it into everything? So it can be a YouTube clip, it could be a social media post, it could be an Instagram, it could be a LinkedIn. How do we do it? Let's not create ourselves more work. Let's automate it. Let's say, right, we've wrote this blog, it's fantastic. What do we do with it now? It's great, let's chuck up on our website.
Well, and you mentioned a VA too. Like if you don't have a VA and well, first of all, if you're in business for yourself, the two things you absolutely should have, I mean, and I'm only saying this because we have them, and when we didn't, it was a nightmare. And when we do, it goes so much smoother. A VA that's really good, and a CRM system, like customer relation management kind of, that's another buzzword out there, right? Everybody knows what a CRM is. CRM and a VA. I'm telling you, if you have both of those and they're working for you well, man, are you freeing up so much time in your day to be able to focus on the things you need to focus on.
Yeah, definitely. That's CRM. It's so key. There's no way I can do what I do without a CRM system. I can mind the days when I started and I was just working off my own Google email and
I mean, all the stuff that just doing this show would be next to impossible without my VA. Like, he is amazing, and he does so many things that nobody would know the show was like even going to air this week if it weren't for some of the things that he does. And so I am so thankful to James, our VA, that does so many of those things. But so many people underestimate what they think they need help with, right? And so I'm guessing that's probably part of what you walk through with people too. It's like, well, what could you offload on other areas, or what,
Yeah, and that's like where we find the energy leaks. I would say, what's the stuff that's draining you, taking you away for doing what you want to actually do? Right. What can we do to support that? And it could be something simple like, I track all my expenses on a spreadsheet and I spend hours on it and I hate it. Well, let's look at an accounting system that can do it for you.
See, that would be for me. Except for editing, like editing video, that's my least favorite thing to do. My next least favorite thing to do, or maybe tying for first, is doing the finance stuff, like doing the spreadsheets with the expenses and the almost fell asleep during that sentence. It's like so.
System. Getting one that again works for you and does what you want. I'm the other side. I love numbers. What is really bad. But I also do enjoy working with clients specifically around about accounts.
And that's good because I'm guessing that you attract a lot of clients that are opposite of you, probably, right? Because you do this really well and they do this really well, and then when you work together, it's on. You got it, so, which is awesome. It's really fun when you recognize that, so I love it. Well, I tell you what, we're going to go to one more break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk a little more about, maybe we can talk about some clients that you've had that have been really, really awesome, that have like made some big transformations, or maybe, I don't know, we'll just kind of wing it in the last segment and see what happens. So we got some fun stuff coming up, I promise. So, all right, everybody stick around and we will see you in just a couple minutes.
Tired of losing cell service in dead zones? Concerned about connectivity in emergencies? There is now an answer. Introducing the Love Pod. The world's first affordable encrypted global internet Wi-Fi hotspot connects with multiple service carrier networks and is satellite assisted when no service carrier networks are available. So it works virtually anytime, anywhere. Connect up to 9 devices, like our cell phone, laptop, desktop, TV, security cam, and more. Stream, chat, text, download, and make phone calls, all with no roaming fees. With mesh capability, the Love Pods will grow in strength and speed with each new pod activated to create a private terrestrial-based intranet called Love Global Network. The Love Pods are dual blockchain encrypted with Love's proprietary 2048-bit cube chain encryption, giving you the ultimate protection in data privacy and security against digital attacks and hacks to your devices. You are no longer tracked, and your data is never sold. Get the Love Pod, your private, encrypted, portable global internet Wi-Fi hotspot, and stay safe and stay connected.
Hi there, I'm Dawn Livingston, your host on the Transcend and Succeed show. Join me Fridays at 2 p.m. Central for limitless inspiration and ways to help you transcend your limitations. Tune into the Achieve TV network and the Voyage to Vitality channel. Transcend and Succeed show, right here on A360 TV.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for being here, Errin. This is awesome. I'm very thankful that we were able to put this together and get this in front of people, man, because this is huge. This is so cool. And you work with anybody in the world, right? Like anybody can find you.
Yeah,
right?
anybody can get in touch. Yeah, definitely. Like I said earlier, you'll get us on the website that's showing up. You get us on social media. Just get in touch. Obviously, there is time differences between the UK and other places. But yeah, we make it work. I've done calls to a client in Bali at 5 in the morning UK time.
Yeah,
because I enjoy what I do. So yeah, get in touch.
I mean, I've recorded shows with people on almost every continent now, and over the last couple of years of doing this show, and yeah, there are some really crazy time differences, and people have been, it's pretty late at night when we're doing this sometimes, and it's like, oh my goodness, but it's so cool that we can, Technology is so cool now that I mean, it's a double-edged sword sometimes, but man, the good part of it is we can do this. It's so fun. So
and connect with people. Like we would never have connected.
No.
Without this remote working.
Right? Exactly. It's so cool. Yeah. What were we saying when we were getting ready to go on the air here? It was technology is great when it works, right? It's so yeah.
And it didn't work today, so that's the main thing.
Right? So I'll tell you what, if you there are so many people that between ADHD and all these others, just so many things out there that are invisible, that people are dealing with, that people don't have a clue that they're dealing with. And it can feel overwhelming. People can feel alone. People can feel frustrated, miserable. What would be the first thing that you would tell somebody if they found you and they connected with you and they're like, I can't stand this, I don't know what to do, help me, what's the first step you take with a person?
The first step is always, that's the biggest bit, is that the first step, the first chance to ask for help. That is a massive step in itself. So normally when I first meet a client, I always kind of start like, tell me about yourself. Let me know you. Then it's like, what are the challenges you're facing? What do you need support with?
Yeah.
Because I'm not here to sell you a course or a program or whatever. I'm here to work with you with what you actually need.
Right.
So tell me what you need. And if you don't know what you need, let's explore it. Let's find out what would help. you. So if a client came to you and goes, I feel stuck.
Yeah.
I feel I'm stuck inside myself. I can't be open about who I am. Then we start to explore that. Well, what do you mean by that? What does that look like for you? What would help you get over that?
Right.
Then start to explore the avenues as well.
And I think I love that. And I think you actually have an advantage being diagnosed later versus earlier, because you understand probably more than most that were diagnosed younger, maybe, about the frustration of because you can look back in retrospect and go, oh man, if only I had this, if only I knew that, if only I could have implemented this thing, man, my childhood would have been easier, or man, high school would have been better, or whatever. Now, because that, looking back in hindsight, you have a unique perspective and ability to help people that are there now.
Yeah,
right?
And I think that's one thing. When I speak with a lot of clients, and we always talk about coaching, and I always go, you're the expert in your life.
Yes.
I'm just here to help you. And kind of how I would visualize that, I'm like taking the blinkers off a horse so you can see a wider angle. Let us explore other options and not have that tunnel that we're used to. Let's explore that map a bit bigger.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I live in my body, not you. So I'm the expert.
100%.
And that doesn't have to be ADHD. That could be, with my condition, hydrocephalus, brain surgery. Hello. You can have been a neurosurgeon for 30 years. You still don't know how I feel, right?
No.
You still don't know my body better than I do. So that is so important to recognize. And I love that that's part of what you're,
We say we've all got our own map of the world. Everybody sees the world different. We see things different. And I mind doing it actually with a client live in a session going, well, you've got a picture of a dog behind you. I was like, what's that picture behind? Okay, what do you see? I was like, well, I see this. And like, how's that? I'm like, because you've got a different connection to that. That's your map of the world. I'm seeing a picture of a black lab behind you, Jeff. Whereas, Jeff, I don't know, what would you say that picture is to you?
What was that?
The picture behind you.
This picture. Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
I wasn't sure if you were asking me or telling me.
What is it? What is it?
Yeah, no, this picture has been around longer than I have. This picture was originally in my parents' house before I was born, and my dad is a hunter and loves to duck hunt and big game hunt and all that stuff. And he was at a fundraiser dinner for Ducks Unlimited, which is a nonprofit for preserving wetlands and stuff, so waterfowl have a place to live. And he saw that, and it looked just like the black lab that they had at the time. He's like, I gotta have that picture. And then they moved to a house that was considerably smaller than the one they were in before, and had to get rid of some things because they didn't have room for it. And of course, I wasn't about to let this go to charity, so I took it. So, but so that's you're right.
It's a clear thing. I automatically just seen a black lab.
That's just a picture, right? Some random picture.
That's your lab. Looks like my old lab. But
yeah. It's true, and everybody's got that. Everybody's got those stories. Everybody's got those significant things that are, but nobody would know if you don't dig in, right?
Yeah.
So, it's amazing. And so we have about, 2 or 3 minutes left. You've created, what you've created here is like a movement, almost like a coaching movement based on empathy and lived experience. Is what you're really doing. Yeah. Is there what would you like to leave us with in the last couple of minutes here to encourage the audience?
Oh, it's funny because I've got a lot of different sayings coming up in my head. I think the kind of key one for me, and it comes up all the time, is be yourself. You need to understand you, and then it'll help you grow and develop. And one visual I came up with last week randomly through listening to a podcast was sometimes we've got to come out the jar to read the label. And it's really stuck with me over the last week since I first heard it. And I was like, We come too in the jar, we forget. So sometimes coaching is a bit like let's come out the jar.
Oh, yeah. No, just because you're a coach doesn't mean you have it all figured out. Come on.
100%.
Let's be real here.
Yeah.
You're learning just like they are every time
100%.
yeah. So, so if you have a coach that puts on a show that they have it all figured out, maybe find a different coach, because I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do, but a good coach will they'll tell you, look, I don't have it all figured out either. I'm really good at certain things, which is why I'm a coach, but I'm not perfect, just like you're not. So
yeah. And if they ever say I'll fix everything, do not work with them.
Yeah, well, it's true. Yeah. Motive is huge. Yeah. Yeah, you got to be doing it for the right reason. Oh man. Well, hey, Errin, I'm so glad that we got this figured out and got this lined up, and that we could get you in front of our audience to talk about this, because this is huge. And I'm so glad that you can work anywhere, because this is a perfect. I'm so glad that we did this so that people could know what you're doing and get in touch with you. And so thank you so much for being here and for telling the story and being real, man. It's that's part of being a good coach too. So
just be you.
That's right.
Be yourself.
That's right.
And thanks for having me, Jeff. I know we spoke for a couple of months now, so it's been amazing being in touch with you as well.
Appreciate you being here, man. And stick around for just a minute. I want to talk to you after the show, so don't go anywhere. But thank you so much. This has been amazing, and I'm so glad we did it. So thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Awesome. All right. Wow. All right, everybody. Whew. Good stuff. See, it's stories like this. I'm telling you, I never get done with a show. I think maybe a handful of times, but really never that I'd ever do a show and I'm like, well, I didn't learn anything. I learned something every time, and it's so cool and I love it. So I hope you do too. And so I want to do something here. You have let's see. Here it is. I have something that I want to give you for sticking around, for being here till the end of the show. Well done. I have a free download that I want to. Oops, we're going to do that so you can see it. There it is. And it says Jeff's top 7. It's actually Jeff's top 7 list for staying out of the ER. Now, I know that sounds really silly because not everybody is always running to the ER, but honestly, let's be real. People with invisible conditions, sometimes we land there if we're not careful. And when something crops up and you go, what is that? Everybody wants to run to the worst case scenario right away. And this download will help you logically keep your brain about you and walk through some steps to help you maybe avoid going to the ER and costing yourself all that time, money, and anguish. So please download that, and I would let me know how you like it. Please let me know what you think of it. And so there you go. Scan the QR code, and it'll be a free download for you. You just put a little information in there for me, and then you have your free download. So, and by the way, that wasn't an earthquake. I just bumped the computer. All right, here we go. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, follow, share, all the things, and join us on our next show, which is Tuesday, August 26th. Until then, have an amazing day, and we will see you then.